Folks, I found something that shocked me on this Grand Design Solitude that you'll definitely want to know about if you're shopping RVs. I'm an RV technician, and I go undercover at dealerships to review RVs for quality. In today's review, I'm going to be looking at a 2024 Grand Design Solitude fifth wheel. So it's their 417 KB model. For the water heater on this RV, we have a Furrion brand tankless water heater. I give 10 out of 10 points. Keep in mind, if you're going to be boondocking, tankless water heaters are not great at conserving water, and if you start and stop the water flow, you get a lot of cold spots in it. They really only work best if you leave the water running constantly. If you want to know more about what water heaters work best for you, or what appliances in general are going to be best suited for your camping style, you can take a new quiz on my website to get my recommendations and my free 10-step guide for avoiding lemons. The roof on this RV is a fairly typical membrane type roof, which I give 8 out of 10 points. Membrane type roofs have the potential for air bubbles that can result in the whole roof ripping off of an RV, and they're more susceptible to having holes poked by tree branches. If you care for them well and keep them sealed up, and if there are no factory defects like bubbles in it, then they can last a very long time. For an air conditioners, they chose Coleman Mach, which I give 7 out of 10 points because I've personally had to replace a lot of these within the 3-year mark that lost their refrigerant. Other brands I've not seen as much quality control issues with. For the refrigerator, they chose a Furrion brand 12-volt refrigerator, which I don't think hugely great things about due to reliability issues. I give 6 out of 10 points. Next, let's talk about the cabinets in this RV. It's a pretty typical lumber core material that's vinyl wrapped for the frames of the cabinets, whereas the doors are actual solid wood. I grade these 8 out of 10 points. Next, let's look at the countertops in this RV. I was very happy to see in this Solitude that they've got solid surface countertops not only in the kitchen, but all throughout the RV, in the bathrooms as well. It always annoys me when RV manufacturers put solid surface counters in the kitchen, and then in the bathrooms they're like, it doesn't matter there. We're going to put in the really cheap stuff that's going to get water damaged. This one has really high quality countertops throughout. I give it 10 out of 10 points. If you want to be able to tell the difference between high quality countertops that will last and the cheap imitation, you should check out my RV shopping course. My RV shopping course covers the quality of all the major components and includes a mobile web app you can use to grade RVs just like I'm doing in today's review. This also includes a database of over 600 RVs that either I or my undercover shoppers have graded. For slide outs on this RV, the main slides are through frame hydraulically actuated, which I score a little bit lower than electrically actuated because of how many of these hydraulic cylinders tend to leak. But the bigger issue is the Schwintek slide mechanism in the bedroom slide out. I've seen very small, lightweight Schwintek slides fail in the first year for no reason whatsoever. I consider it like a D-grade slide system. The only saving grace here is that it takes me less than an hour to swap out a bad Schwintek slide mechanism, and it doesn't further damage your RV if it quits working. It's just really cantankerous and breaks a lot. I have to give the slide systems in this RV 6 out of 10 points. On the frame and suspension, Grand Design has not had the best history of making RVs with stellar frames. There's been a decent number of people who experience cracking around the frames where the axles attach. As of April 1st, 2025, there's even been a class action lawsuit including model years 2020 through 2023 of Solitudes for frame issues, alleging that Grand Design has known about issues and continued to market their RVs without actually fixing their process in building them or respecking frames from Lippert. They are offering an incredibly generous 10-year warranty on their frames because of all the issues they've had and trying to avoid a recall being forced. If there's an issue, it can be taken care of under warranty, but you really don't want to have to deal with those kinds of issues. I think they could do better on the frame attachment points here. Other manufacturers do have this extra square tube reinforcement in between the I-beam and the axle attachment points. One thing that can be done for this particular Solitude on the frame and suspension is to upgrade with a reinforcing brace from Moride called their X-Factor brace. This will help reduce lateral or left to right movement of the axles that can cause frame cracking around the axle attachment points. This doesn't do anything for the potential of frame flex but it can help avoid one of the more common failures. So just keep that in mind as you're shopping. I was a little sad, but not at all surprised to see one of the Lippert hydraulic cylinders is already leaking fluid out. This is why I don't generally like hydraulic levelers, even though they operate very quickly and have a lot of lifting power. The brakes in particular has a built-in anti-lock braking device. There's sensors on each wheel that can sense the speed of the wheel, and if one of them locks up under extreme braking, it can actually release that particular wheel to allow it to keep turning and regain traction. This system also has an anti-sway built into it. If it senses the trailer swaying, it can activate trailer brakes to stop trailer sway, which is a very good safety feature. Another thing I was happy to see is that the shackle links on these leaf springs are upgraded. They're thicker, they're not going to stretch out and break on you the way the thinner ones do. Next, let's talk about the plumbing. If you're new here, you might be wondering, why is this guy reviewing the plumbing? A lot of RVs are plumbed in such a way that creates water leaks. I didn't believe my eyes on this, folks. I had to comb through every inch of the plumbing system. I was very surprised and very pleased to find it not only has hard pecs everywhere, but it also has brass fittings everywhere, which technically it is better quality than plastic fittings. As a technician, I've never had to replace a fractured plastic fitting for any reason, so I don't think that plastic is necessarily bad quality, but brass is definitely more resilient. This is the first Grand Design ever that I've seen that had actual all good plumbing. I suspect that they're just really trying to compete with Brinkley on the plumbing on the Solitude in particular, so they chose to upgrade it and match the Brinkley level of quality. For the first time ever in the history of my channel, I have to give 10 out of 10 points to this Grand Design for good plumbing. Fit and finish wise, everything was really good on this Grand Design. I would give this 10 out of 10 points. Overall, this RV got a 84 score, a solid B grade on my grading system, and I don't have to give it an automatic F for bad slides or bad plumbing. Final thoughts on this RV. Would I buy it? Oh my gosh. I'm really happy that Grand Design has decided to make some changes regarding the plumbing here. These frame issues, I don't know. I would say do your research as much as you can with other customers' experiences before choosing to buy a Grand Design Solitude. Also keep in mind that just because an RV gets a good grade in my grading system, that doesn't mean that the particular unit you're looking at doesn't have some serious defects like bubbles in the roof. This is why I really recommend getting a third-party inspection. When warranty issues are identified pre-sale, you actually get bumped to the head of the warranty line if there is a sale contingent on those items getting fixed. And then you're not sitting there waiting for warranty work to be done while paying a monthly note and insurance and storage. Click here if you want to watch me go undercover to review more fifth wheel RVs. Or click here if you want to learn more dirty secrets about the RV industry.